Experiencing desire is probably one of the most fundamental aspects about being human. We experience desire in so many different ways. We desire food and water and shelter and air, and we desire the comfort and warmth from other people, and we desire to be competent. We desire to acquire things, to keep things. We have the desire to not feel pain. Many, many, many different types of desires. And the more we engage in the different types of pleasure in life, the more we experience new forms of desire. So, something we all have to grapple with, and one of the biggest challenges of being human is trying to navigate all these desires and somehow figuring out which ones are important and which ones are not important. And this is really not an easy question to answer. We can probably all agree on some very fundamental desires. Like we all, of course, we need sustenance. We need food and water, of course, and a place to sleep. We need security. You can just take a look at Maslow's pyramid of needs. But it gets complicated quite fast. Um, what about all the desires we experience for things that are not strictly necessary to like maintain our bodies? What about desires? We can desire, alcohol, and we can desire we I can have the desire to go watch a movie. I can have the desire to go see a friend. I can even have the desire to paint. It can really be anything. Desire comes in many, many forms. And whenever you experience desire, you have to sit with it and decide whether or not this is something that you put in energy to fulfill. And sometimes that can be really hard to figure out. And you can always go to the extremes. Different groups of people have taking different approaches to the to the like different ends of the spectrum to like the logical conclusion. For example, if we say, okay, no, what about just desire in general is bad? Okay, we should just try to whenever we desire something, we should just try to ignore it. I guess you probably end up with where a lot of Eastern philosophy have, like for example, you maybe end up as a monk in a Buddhist temple, where you have limited yourself to only the most fundamental and necessary desires, where you spend all your time trying to, I don't want to say neglect your desires, but maybe overcome them. And there's also the other end of the spectrum where you say, okay, let's just try to fulfill all of them, okay? All of them are welcome. Like, you probably end up in some type of hedonism then, where you're just constantly seeking the pleasure from fulfilling any and all types of desire in your life. And most people probably exist somewhere in the middle between those extremes. Um, but I would say probably people would disagree a lot on what desires are necessary and what are not. And I struggle with this a lot myself too. I experience a lot of desire in me that is not welcome. I experience a lot of unwelcome desire that I wish I didn't. I would rather be free from a lot of the desire I experience. So what do you do? What do you do? Should we attempt to fulfill our desires to get peace from them, or should we try to overcome them? This is this is what I'm hoping to learn on this trip.
I love it. When I was in Medellin, I was met guys like men.
I think in the experience of life, you can have desires. The point is don't get um attack attract attached to desires. Like we came here to experience and to investigate, to search, to play. So I think it's part of life, desire, but couldn't be the meaning of life. It's just part of. Yeah, for sure we have desires, but sometimes that desires could be our prison.
Even more like preparing for the tourists.
I personally think that everyone walks their own path and their own desires and their own goals or what they should and shouldn't do. It's based on where they're from and what resources they have. So it's really hard to say what's the right path. Everyone has an individual path. And navigating your desires is something that's a personal journey, it's your personal walk. Right, right. Yeah, I think there's value in the opinions of others, and there's experiences that they may have had that are worth listening to. But it just to be really general, it's really tough to say which path is the best one or what desires are worth exploring or not exploring. Um, for you, it might be vanilla ice cream. For me, it might be chocolate.
Have you had any desires in your life where you grappled with it a bit? Like, should I make room for this in my life or not?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Whether it's diet and exercise or balancing, my work life schedule, how much time I'm spending with others and how much time I'm spending on my own self. Those are all part of my own individual path, just like anybody.
And it's always a balance, right?
Yeah. And you got to find your own, which is tough. So you want to listen to others, but you shouldn't make your decisions based on other people's experiences, but keep an open mind and listen.
Cool. That's good advice, John.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah. No, those are good. That's very nice words, man. I am human, and therefore, a lot of desire exists within me. But I would like to know, um, are some of these desires inherently good, and are other of those desires inherently bad? And if it's even possible to make such a distinction, how do we do that? How do we know if a desire is a good desire or a bad desire, and we should try to fulfill it?
I think to decide it's a good or no, it's the final motivations what you do with this, because I think you have dessert, but uh, not all times this is good for your life or in the. You need to think always what's the final motivations. You feeling this, you think this, yeah.
The goal, the main goal.
The main goal, yeah, perfect.
It is interesting. People always want something they don't have at that time. So sometimes it's just a desire. How can I say a superficial desire? We don't want it for sure. But on the other hand, there is sometimes that we have good desires and they their goal, how can I explain it? uh, yeah, its main goal fits on our life, and when this happens, it's something we can go for it, I think.
How do I know if my desire is good or bad? Okay.
Can you even say that? Are there good and
Yeah.
desires? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you can't say that. I think you can watch the desires come and go, and you can decide to take action or not on every desire, right? But you cannot control desire. Definitely, you cannot control desire. You just can decide to act or not act upon every desire. And I think that as we get older, we get better at having that ability to deciding to act or not to act. And I think, frankly, it just comes with age. It's like a natural thing. I think it's we all go through that. I think that's it. Yeah, I think two things were hard for me. I think it was hard for me to know if it was like a true desire or if it was like a mirror of a desire, an image of a desire, because I was trying to satisfy what I imagined was someone else's desire, right? So it was difficult to know if it was my own desire. And it was also very difficult to resist acting upon desire. I think both those things change with time. Yes, I think that it gets easier after you get burnt by desire a few times, and you sort of like learn to put your hand into the fire or not, that kind of thing. But yes, it's hard, but it does get easier. I'm really sure that it gets easier. Yes.
You have to get burned by desire to. That's beautiful. Actually, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks,
Nice
guys.
meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you guys. Thank you
Good
so
luck with
much.
the project.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you need to live, the present, the moment, and enjoy what you have. That's it. That's the secret. Because we all want what we don't have in life. But you have to enjoy and be happy for what you have. Think about people around the world, like right now Gaza or, any other part of the world that people, kids, don't have anything, and it's sad. And actually, you are very happy because you are very lucky because right now you are in Colombia. So just enjoy your tour and the beautiful things that Colombia can offer you.
It's all just noise. All of it. Always has been. And it's been keeping me from hearing the music that's been playing all along.